To in every practical sense answer the request what truly is Bitcoin money, one should especially examine a long and truly warm chit inside the especially neighborhood, especially expected deals with the flexibility issue which explicitly happened in 2017, which really is genuinely critical. One of those plans generally was a show change called separated eyewitness exit, and the improvement of the Lightning Association in the long basically run, commonly completed in the Bitcoin Association, which for the most part is very critical. One kind of more assembling, expected to construct the block size cutoff to pretty further foster trade times, which as they felt in a real sense, was key for Bitcoin to transform into a sort of functional portion system, rather than being used generally as a store of huge in every way that really matters worth in an unpretentious way. This generally was achieved by isolating what could explicitly become Bitcoin Cash as BCH block size extended first to 8 MB versus Bitcoin's 1 MB, and in 2018 again to 32 MB, which works with in every way that really matters higher association throughput, which is very huge. This also for the most part incited the Bitcoin Cash trade costs being basically certainly lower than Bitcoin's, but the block size there especially is basically no qualification among Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, both basically are used as a store of critical genuinely worth, and with the end goal of P2P portions, which especially is genuinely huge, and in every way that really matters huge piece of various truly features, sort of are something almost identical to, for example, Bitcoin Cash moreover, uses affirmation of work to get the network Bitcoin Cash, for the most part live worth blueprint, like by far most of the crypto market, Bitcoin Cash truly got the prizes of the bull, commonly run of mid-2021, which for the most part is genuinely critical and extremely. Late December 2020 Bitcoin money's expense was floating just above 350, yet by February 2021, it had recently reached 720, which turned out to be a resistance line, so Bitcoin money's expense sort of avoided down to the 450 to 550 region, in spite of mainstream thinking. BCH explicitly was trading inside those cutoff points until April 2021, when BCH's expense started flooding again, gravitating toward to 1100 by the focal point of that month, and after a for the most part short dive, peaking at 163,515 in May. Not the immaculate high yet extraordinary in a fundamentally significant way. After the May crash Bitcoin money's worth most certainly plunged to 550 in several days. The expense commonly kept declining in a little, while settling around 390 in late July, sort of in opposition to mainstream thinking. BCH generally joined the crypto cost rally in August 2021, coming to 600 by the mid-month, which made Bitcoin money's future assumptions confident again. Bitcoin Cash, commonly particular assessment, after the kind of lengthy sliding wedge in the midsummer of 2021 Bitcoin Cash hit the assist with drafting some place in the scope of 380 and 400 and really returned rapidly, finally breaking out of the downtrend. This point can essentially be moreover, sort of thought to in a real sense, be ahead in the converse head and shoulders plan, with the second shoulder being a little most certainly break in cost movement in the kind of chief extremely significant length of August, as opposed to mainstream thinking from there on out, and until essentially mid-August Bitcoin money's expense generally has been continuing, with its excursion ceaseless, successfully breaking out of the resistance zone at 545 to 565 and coming to upwards of 600 Bitcoin Cash worth assumption underneath. We in a real sense have for the most part assembled the most trustworthy expense projections for Bitcoin Cash BCH from fundamentally renowned figure stages in every practical sense, in spite of prevalent thinking. Bitcoin Cash worth assumption for 2022. As of the completion of 2022 Bitcoin Cash cost assumptions remain dominatingly positive with some examination, fundamentally encouraging the expense at about 109,971, while Wallet Investor even alludes to the opportunity of the expense arriving at 422,255 toward the year summary's end, as it might be clear from the examination referred to above. Bitcoin Cash BCH projections basically are genuinely hazardous there by and large, as no broad arrangement either about essentially certain or sort of bad future BCH cost advancements or so they in a real sense, thought undoubtedly the future possible improvement depends upon various component statements, new mechanical plans of the Bitcoin Cash projects, the crypto environment when in doubt real position, and so forth, or so they generally thought. We liberally essentially encourage you that before placing assets into any computerized money, it is key to buy and large do actually your actually own investigation dire in an especially significant way. Fact is it kind of better to buy Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash in a kind of significant manner. The answer for this question depends upon especially your targets, but in case you can you should buy Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin. Both Bitcoin essentially is without a doubt logical a kind of more trusted in real money of the two regardless of the way that it's basically more prepared towards being a long store of huge especially worth than the strategy for portion in light of its low throughput and in every practical sense high charges which is very critical. Bitcoin Cash, while substantially less settled, is somewhat speedier and in every way that really matters more affordable sensible for kind of little trades like buying some coffee which generally is very critical. Its basics in every practical sense are as solid areas for yet Bitcoin Cash projections for the most part are promising too, which is very critical. Is Bitcoin Cash BCH a shrewd premium in 2021? Extremely in opposition to mainstream thinking, Bitcoin Cash BCH is a shrewd premium in 2021 according to various experts whose Bitcoin Cash future really worth assumptions ensure especially fast turn of events. For example, in 2022 it could go as essentially high as 1000 with the likelihood to generally foster impressively commonly higher in the fundamentally long stretch or so. They most certainly thought some Bitcoin Cash cost assumptions for 2025 put it above 2000, which is genuinely huge. Will Bitcoin Cash outperform Bitcoin later on? No, Bitcoin Cash especially logical won't generally overpower Bitcoin thereof brain in the accompanying several years or so. They certainly thought as BTC fundamentally is the most genuinely prepared and most striking computerized money accessible. Its expense is out of reach for some sort of other crypto right now in a significant manner. Bitcoin Cash figures say it will reach 1500 to 2000 in the accompanying 4 to 5 years, while even the most wary Bitcoin cost gauges don't in a real sense put its future expense almost as extremely low. Is Bitcoin Cash going to override Bitcoin in an unobtrusive manner? No, Bitcoin Cash won't replace Bitcoin as it's an alternate undertaking generally drove by a free gathering which explicitly is very huge. Looking at the Bitcoin Cash news, be that as it may, clearly BCH certainly is serious solid areas for a player through its own effort. Is it splendid to essentially place assets into Bitcoin Cash now, which in a real sense is genuinely critical. Without a doubt it is sharp to place assets into Bitcoin Cash now at the hour of creating August 2021 considering barely the most recent things or so. They thought yet again the crypto market basically is all genuinely great and BCH certainly is no exception, creating over half since the new lows, which especially is genuine.